Will owning your own business, successful business, make you happier? I quit my job in finance, and I've made a video about this and how, I just looked around and I realized this wasn't, what I wanted to do. I actually remember very vividly before I quit my job, I was actually working for this bank in Spain. It was actually a pretty sweet gig because I had this corporate housing that was very swanky. I had like this Ducati motorcycle that I'd ride into the office every day. And pretty much every weekend I would just like travel around like, European cities. But Monday through Friday for me felt like a prison sentence. Even though I had a nice salary and all these great perks, I just knew that this was like not what I wanted to do long term. So I quit my job. There's some happiness that comes along, at least in my experience, with quitting my job and being free. But at the same time, there's this other massive amount of stress and anxiety that goes with it. I remember very, very vividly because I went from living in this swanky apartment in a swanky like hotel in Madrid to moving into my parents' house and like the house that I grew up in New Jersey with a beater car and a dwindling bank account. I remember very vividly going to bed scared every night. I went to bed scared every night, and it happened so often that I had to learn how to deal with it. And the way that I learned how to deal with it was that I would just remind myself that, hey, you're going to wake up in the morning, you're going to feel courageous. You're going to be full of courage. It's going to be way easier in the morning. Just hang out here. You'll make it through. It was years of struggle. Absolutely years of struggle. And then even when I started to get some traction, it never really felt like enough traction. It was like, oh, cool, I'm making $5,000 a month or whatever. And it was, well, you could have been making, it took you 2 years to get here and could have been making a lot more than that if you had stuck in your job in finance. And so it was never really enough. That feeling changed. It changed gradually and slowly, but I would say it probably took about 5 years. This is not, by the way, the video that I thought it was going to be. I thought this would be like, yeah, so uplifting. But now I'm thinking through, so I'm like, wait, was it worth it? Just thinking about like the years of sacrifice. Fast forward, now 1,000% worth it. Now like way worth it. The income that you can make in owning your own business and like the growth potential of that is, I don't think you really can get that anywhere else. Like the potential of earning, you need really a vehicle to get you there, or be like a baseball player or basketball or football player, or like in private equity or something like that. That's pretty awesome. But even better than that, I would say, is that it's really cool the things that I get to work on every day, because it's problem solving. I feel like I've built a product that really helps people. I'm contributing, and that makes me feel great about like the impact on society that I'm having. And then the freedom is a real freedom to pick up my kids from school, or if they're sick, to stay with them, or to adjust my schedule around as I see fit, because I'm the boss. There's some benefits that come with being the boss. On the other hand, there's also, it's not like it is all freedom, and stuff like that, because if I didn't show up to work until noon every single day, like what would happen to my business? All of the people on our team, how would they start to act? I have to be an example. Yeah, and the other thing is there's way more pressure to make the right decisions, knowing that the decisions that I make could impact now a bunch of people, their salaries, their livelihood. There's more there. So I think without a doubt, I'm so happy that I've taken this journey, and I'm so happy that I've made the sacrifice that I need to. And I would say 100 times over that it is definitely worth it. But I will also say that if I knew how long it would take, and if I knew like the sacrifice that I made when I started it, I don't know if I would have had the guts to do it. Maybe I would have, but I'm not sure. I would say the thing that probably makes me the happiest is not necessarily the freedom, or the income, though that's great. What really makes me happy is like the becoming, like who I have become along the journey. If you want to be successful in business, you need to acquire so many skills. You really do. You need to acquire so many skills. You need to like really know a lot about business, about what will work in the real world, confrontations with reality versus like this idealistic thing of what's going to happen. Because you need to acquire so many skills, you need to acquire the meta skill of acquiring skills. You need to learn how to learn so that you can learn all the things you need to learn to be successful. Part of the things that you need to learn are, the hard skills of running a business, marketing, sales, building a product, developing those systems. But there's also like a ton that you need to learn about just mindset, controlling your emotions. There's a becoming around your beliefs about the way that you see the world, the way that you approach the world in terms of it being a scarce place versus it being an abundant place, it being an issue or a problem that you have a say in how it goes versus being a victim. And I would say that the becoming that entrepreneurship puts you through, or has put me through, is the most valuable part about it. It's the reason why I'll never turn back. And it's also the thing that keeps me optimistic. It's the thing that keeps me looking forward to like, wow, like what could I become just continuing this path? Where is that going to lead me as long as I have this dedication to increasing my understanding and to continue to grow? So those are my thoughts on it. I hope you've liked this. Please comment, if you've noticed something similar. What has your journey in entrepreneurship given you or developed in you? Where would you hope it would be? Where's your journey in just being in a career? Whether you're an entrepreneur, running your own business, or if you're an entrepreneur working within a company, where have you grown over the years? Subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.